the firstborn was guaranteed by God to inherit the well, what Israel is now. And they've always fought over who was firstborn. So it goes all the way back to that. So as far as like America protecting them, standing up for them, that's the only war that I've ever agreed with America helping in. It's very sad to see that they're under attack. There's a lot of biblical things going on right now and today, and it's scary. Uh, but we got to keep on keeping on, you know.
Yeah, it's very scary, and I agree with you. This is very biblical. I see Blaze is here with us. Hey, Blaze, how you doing, buddy? Can you hear us, Blaze? Maybe
Can you
having
guys
some
hear
tech.
me?
Hey, yeah, we can hear you. How you doing, buddy?
Some reason I can't get my camera to flip.
That's okay.
It's like showing the back end of it. What's going on here?
No, it's showing now. It was just showing there.
It's
Yeah, but
showing
it's
the
showing the
reverse.
front, like front view. See, not facing me.
You might have to like go out and go to just your camera and flip it around and then come back
Uh huh.
because your last picture might have been from that side and it may be set on that somehow.
Okay.
Well, the good news is we can hear you. That's the
Okay,
most
that's
Yeah.
a good
important
thing.
thing. So, I
Yep.
mean, as long as you can give us your opinion, we don't need to see the camera. It's okay.
Right. There you go.
Because we're going to be showing, a lot of the news on the screen, anyways. And the camera is only like you're only seeing a little bit of us right now because we're really focusing on the news today because it's really big news. And Nash just touched on the fact that he believes that what's happening right now is very biblical. And I'd love to get your opinion on what's happening right now in Israel with essentially the Hamas invading Israel today and invading them by water, ground, and airstrike missiles. Love to know what you think.
I think it's horrible. I mean, it's just the way we've all been talking about World War III coming, right? I mean, this is just what we're expected, but to attack somebody like that, innocent people, both ends too. It's sick. I'm really not with it, you know. I'm not really a war type person, you know.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are. I mean, I don't think any of us want war. We've none of us have really grown up with war, right?
Nope.
I think World War II was before our time. But I mean, here's a little bit of an update on what's happened. Hamas gunmen entered Israel in an unprecedented attack. At least 200 Israelis have been reported dead. I believe that number is over 300 now. And more than, I know this says 1,000, but I heard the number's closer to 2,000 wounded. Hamas says it has taken many Israelis captives as prisoners and hostages. Israel says Hamas has launched cruel and wicked war. And I heard that they shot over 5,000 missiles from Gaza into Israel and at least 230 killed in Israeli retaliation on Gaza. So Israel is now retaliating into Gaza, and literally hundreds of people have died on both sides here. So nobody's winning in this war. Everybody's losing right now, but this is really escalating. This is escalating. The Taliban has reported that they want to get in there. They're looking for entry from Iran, Iraq, and Jordan. So if they get entry, then they might jump into this and start fighting against Israel as well. And then if that happens, you have to assume that the United States, Canada, and England will jump in to start helping Israel. And then that essentially that kicks off World War III. Am I wrong, or do you guys think this is the beginning of World War III?
I
It's
agree with that.
it's quite possible. However, a lot of our military funds have been depleted in Ukraine. Um, so I mean, I think we offered them like 8 or 9 billion, something like that.
That's
That's
right.
nothing compared to what we offered Ukraine. And in my opinion, again, this is way more important. Um, again, make no mistake, this is a holy war, and it's going to come down to some pretty scary stuff. Not
Yeah,
just World War III. It is a holy war.
it's brutal.
It always has been in in that part of the world.
It is absolutely brutal. I mean, literally woke up to this today, and I just never thought that this is what we'd be talking about on our show today. But to be quite frank, this is all everyone's talking about today. It's like literally on every single channel. It's on every single news station, Canadian news, American news, British news. It's on every Al Jazeera TV. Everywhere I look that's newsworthy is talking about this war. Nobody's talking about the Ukraine war today. Everybody's talking about the war right now in Israel and in Gaza, and how the Hamas have come in and have waged war on Israel. And it seems to be gaining momentum. So it's a very, very scary thing. Now, I want to show you what Biden, uh, I really think that Biden is fueling a lot of this with his inability to really do anything properly. He's not creating any fear in anyone. And I think that that is a big problem right now. So Biden decries the unconscionable Hamas attack and warns Israel's enemies not to exploit the crisis. So let me ask you a question. If you're the rest of the world and you're laughing at Israel and America, and then Biden says, hey, don't you exploit this crisis, don't you think that's exactly what they're going to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's triggered them to go ahead.
Like, it's like he is the weakest president ever in the history of America. We've got a massive war happening in the Ukraine. Now we've got a war happening in Israel and in Gaza. He's doing nothing about it. He's just sending money. In fact, he just unlocked $6 billion in Iran, which apparently some people are saying, and Trump has already come out and said, is being used to fuel this attack. Now he's saying he's going to send $8 billion to Israel. So he's literally funding all of these wars. He's funding the Ukraine war, keeping that going by sending over $100 billion in funding. He's funding the Iranians. He just funded them $6 billion. And now he's funding the Israelis another $8 billion. He's funding all the wars.
Yeah, and let's not forget that we've given Israel's enemies billions of dollars worth of equipment. I mean,
It's crazy.
we've
It's
left
absolutely
we've
crazy.
left everything there in the worst pullout of a war ever.
Taylor playing two sides here.
Yeah.
It's actually quite disgusting. Like, did you guys actually see Biden's speech today about this?
No, I did not.
It could not have been worse.
I wouldn't doubt that some of those planes that attacked Israel were American planes that were left behind.
His speech could not have been worse. He literally goes out there, says he's going to do this and do that in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Everyone else has been talking about this all day long. He goes out there in 5 minutes, says, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Don't you dare exploit this crisis, and then walks away.
So basically,
and I was like, really, dude? This is like the start of World War III, and that's your response?
yeah, basically he kept it short and sweet to tell them, look, if you guys butt in, we're coming through.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I got a message.
That's what he meant by that. He wrote, Hamas attack and warns Israel's enemies not to exploit this crisis. So basically, short and sweet, right? If people get involved, he's saying we're coming in without words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Biden has done nothing but escalate all of these wars. He's not
even
done
if it was Trump, if it was Carter, if it was Biden, it don't matter who it is. This is Israel we're talking here, one of our biggest allies. So this is World War III coming.
Yeah, there's nothing that we can do to stop this because
no, we can't stop this.
In Iran today, in their parliament, the videos are all over social media. They were screaming and chanting, "Death to America, death to Israel." The same country that Biden just gave $6 billion to is screaming, "Death to America, death to Israel." At their parliament, they're all celebrating, taking pictures and selfies and live streaming. Like, something doesn't add up here, man.
No, nothing's adding up.
This guy is a major problem. This guy Biden and Trudeau in Canada are major problems. They are escalating these situations, and these situations are getting worse and worse and worse. And literally, Biden is the weakest president I've ever seen in American history, who does nothing, goes up on stage, kind of like he had to, says a few lines, and leaves. I'm like, dude, this is the beginning of World War III, and you're just going to sit there and do nothing?
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's what he
guys, man.
does.
Something's up. Something's
Biden
up.
is the laughing stock of the world, and it's really become sickening. If he says for somebody not to do something, they don't fear him at all. They're of course they're going to keep going, and maybe even excel onto our shores. Now, excelling onto our shores is a dangerous thing to do because the American citizen has more guns than every single military put together. So, but I think it will come to, it quite possibly could come to that. But the American citizen is going to show themselves. I can tell you that.
Yeah, this is really, really scary. This is really escalating quickly. Other countries are starting to jump in. Other countries want to get involved. Other countries want to see Israel off the face of the earth. I mean, they're not even hiding it. So this is a really, really scary thing. And I think, to me, the only thing that can stop this is if Trump gets involved. Because Trump has already said that if he was involved, he would have already ended the war in the Ukraine. So
Yeah.
I believe that if Trump gets involved, he can do something to end this war as well. What do you guys think? Do you think that Trump can make a difference? Because he just endorsed Jim Jordan to succeed Kevin McCarthy as the U.S. House Speaker. What do you guys think about that news?
Jordan is a close Trump ally. And I think he would possibly make a good House Speaker. Uh, do I think he's the best? Do I think he's as good as Trump would be? No. But do I think he's okay? He's a hell of a lot better than McCarthy. And he's still going to push for the impeachment of Biden. So yeah, I think it's a good endorsement. Um, it's kind of a catch-22. I mean, in some circumstances, it would be great to have Trump in that seat, but at the same time, it could be a bad thing. Because Trump needs to focus on the presidency. But do I think that Trump could put a stop to this? Absolutely. Um, I mean, he wasn't in there no time before he had a peace treaty over there in between Israel and all of the Islamic surrounders over there.
Okay. I appreciate that opinion. What do you think there, Blaze?
I think he's a scapegoat. You know, just a temporary fill-in. Just get by this Biden's presidency, and things are going to change. So I don't see anything good out of it. I don't see anything really majorly bad out of it. McCarthy, Jordan, in my eyes, nobody's got an answer for the mess that's going on in our government right now. So as far as the Speaker of the House goes, in my eyes, bro, it's pointless. I don't really care about it. We need the rest of our government to smarten up, bro. So right now, as an American, it's kind of depressing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's depressing to be Canadian too right now.
We can't trust anything, Rich. We can't trust nothing right now.
Well, I mean, look at what's happening around us. The whole world is burning. Everybody's in running inflation. Almost every economy is struggling. The whole world is struggling.
Well,
right?
they're boosting the economy by setting fires everywhere. People got more work to do, more supplies, rebuilding builds the economy. That's self-induced fires by, one country did it, your country, Canada. They were dumping flames in areas, America, they're lasering Hawaii. What are they doing out in Afghanistan? What are they doing out in Zimbabwe? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So everybody, once we do it, they do it. And it's happening everywhere. And this is what, creates more job opportunities as well. But there's a lot of death and a lot of destruction, Death and destruction creates job opportunities and more sales on supplies. You know what I mean? So that's what I believe.
It's interesting because all week I was hearing how Trump was being endorsed to be the Speaker of the House, and I'm thinking to myself, how can Trump do that job? It's going to be it's too demanding. He's going to have to be there every day. I really couldn't see it happening, but he said he would do it if the Republican Party wanted him to do it and the American people wanted him to do it. He would do it for America. That to me is a true person who cares about his country.
That's a true American right there.
That's a true American. That's a true leader. He doesn't really want to do it. You can tell, because if he wanted to do it, he wouldn't have endorsed Jim Jordan, right? So clearly he's endorsing Jim Jordan because he doesn't really want to do it. He wants to be the president. He wants to be the president. He's going for presidency. That's what this tells me. And I think that that's a good thing, because the reality is, why would we really want Trump as the Speaker of the House? We want Trump to be the president so he can stand up and be the leader of the most powerful country in the world, America. Because right now, America is essentially a laughingstock because Biden is incapable. He's proven it time and time again. He has not done a good job doing anything to stop this war in the Ukraine. Now a war is happening in Israel. He's not doing anything to slow that down. If anything, that war is escalating.
He's feeding it. He's
we see
it going.
people in Iran saying death to America, death to Israel. Like, if I'm the American president, I would say something about that. He doesn't say a word about it. Doesn't even mention it.
Well, he could freeze them $6 billion in funds real quick if he wants to.
Yeah, well, I think he just gave it to them. So,
he can get it back. We got hackers.
The funds were frozen, right? And then
but we can also take every one of those notes and turn them into zeros. Like you can actually cancel those out, so they'll be worthless. There's things we can do, the government can do to the paper money. You know what I mean?
That's the one. What you were saying about Trump. That's one good thing about him being the speaker, is he could immediately articles of impeachment, get Biden out of there. For some reason, I don't know why, but Kamala said she doesn't have the legal documents to become the president. I don't know what that means. So that
would, vice president.
That would put Trump back in the presidency for the rest of the Biden term.
Perfect.
Yeah, because if she don't have legal documents, if Biden got shot or something, she'd have to take over. So now it's all a bum election.
So it's the president, the vice president, and then the Speaker of the House. So if Biden got impeached and got removed, and Kamala can't become the president for some reason, I don't know, then the Speaker of the House would become the president. So if Trump was the Speaker and Biden was impeached, then Trump would become the president for the rest of the Biden term, and still be able to run for president next go round. So it could work, but it could also cause some problems because of time. He has a lot going on.
Yeah, he's in and out of court. They got him all over the place. He'll say stuff, going on with his own life by accident while he's talking about stuff that should, you know what I mean? It's just not a good.
They're doing everything they can to remove Trump and get Trump out of the way because they're really worried that Trump is going to get into power and he's going to derail all the mess that these guys have created.
Yeah, all the politicians caking it up right now, sending money all over the place while they're distributing the cash back to them in their own personal
account. I literally have people messaging saying President Biden is doing a great job. Like, are you for real? President Biden can't even speak. He's made America a laughing stock.
Exactly.
He's the laughing stock of the world. He's made America the laughing stock. Have you guys seen all the illegal immigrants just rushing through the border right now? It's just crazy what's happening in America. I've never seen anything like it.
Illegal aliens.
Illegal aliens. I literally was watching people just driving through, like rushing through the border. Trucks, cars, people. No one's doing anything about it.
And they're not just Hispanic. They're people from Haiti and everywhere. And now there's some of them saying.
Right
now there's some of them showing cards saying that they were paid to come there or to come here. So what's going on with that? They're like, we got here, we got this card, we're supposed to have money on it. Where's the money? So I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely a lot
It's
going on that's under the scenes.
the Dow Jones has actually been struggling, and I know that the unemployment numbers, they're saying the unemployment numbers are good. So that just gives them another reason to raise the rates higher. So once they raise the rates higher, people are going to bleed even higher. We have the highest mortgage rates in 20 years. How is that a good thing for Americans?
It's not.
How is that a good thing for Canadians? It's not a good thing. You guys are being brainwashed to believe that Biden's doing a good job when really America is being torn at the seams. Canada is being torn at the seams. People can't afford housing. The average mortgage has gone from $1,400 3 years ago to $3,500 now. How is that sustainable? People are suffering financially. They can't afford food. They can't afford gas prices. We have the highest taxes on the planet. People are being squeezed from all directions. And then all the money that we get or all the money we give to the government is going to fight all these wars overseas. Money's not even staying within our country.
Nope.
How is this a good thing? It's not a good thing.
It's crazy.
People need to wake up. People need to wake up. They are blind and they are living in a fairy tale land. And maybe their mortgages are paid off, and maybe they grow their own food, and maybe they don't drive. So they don't see anything that's happening in the real world. But the real world right now is tough.
Oh, let's
And our kids are going to have a really tough time in the next 10 to 20 years when they need to start buying houses and they can't afford a house because it costs $1 million or $2 million for a 2-bedroom apartment.
even if the housing bubble completely collapses, I expect houses to even go up more. And here's why.
Yeah.
Everything's on fire. We get a lot of our lumber from Canada. A lot of it. It's being burned to the ground. So if the price of materials goes up, guess what else goes up? The price of the houses that we build.
That's right. There's so many things going on, Cowboy. It's hard to keep track of it all.
It's crazy.
It's like there's so many distractions, right? And now today
It's called
like,
a domino
this is happening
effect
in Israel. So there's like distraction on top of distraction on top of distraction. So let's just talk about this next topic. Central bankers cannot save us from today's stock market crash because they caused it. So we're having a little bit of a crash in the market. The market's been up all year. Stocks have been up all year. Bitcoin's been up all year. Bitcoin's up like 68% on the year. And the central bankers cannot save us from a stock market crash because they caused the stock market crash. What do you guys think about this? What's going to happen in the markets right now? Like something has to give. Markets have been really poor. Job numbers are good. Stock market's been down for the last couple months, but it's been up all year. Do you think that the stock market's going to crash? Do you think these are going to get better? Where do you guys think we go from here?
I think the stock market's going to go down. If I had the extra scratch to invest in it, I would short the market. Now the only thing, now I don't think Trump is the savior for everything, but let's not forget the day Trump got elected, the stock market skyrocketed.
Oh yeah, and it stayed hot until the day
So
he
didn't
left.
crypto. So didn't everything.
So I think the only thing that will turn it around is Trump getting back in office. Even if he got Speaker of the House, I think it would skyrocket.
Yeah, I think Trump is a huge part of the fabric of America. Biden is literally a joke that nobody listens to, nobody takes seriously. I remember every time Trump had a speech, it was must-see TV. When Biden speaks, I'll be like, "Hey, did you guys hear Biden?" They're like, "No." Because nobody cares.
I can't even stand to
He
look
has
at
no
him.
influence.
Yeah, I don't
He
like to
has
watch it.
zero
It gets really
influence.
tiring.
Yeah, he has zero influence. Nobody takes him seriously. He doesn't affect the market. But every time Trump would speak, the stock market would go up. Every time he would speak, the stock market go up. It was must-see TV because you just never knew what he was going to say. Very controversial, very entertaining. You know, he's a television guy. Whereas Biden, you know, he's just very old school. stuck in his ways, and in a lot of ways, he just has no soul. Doesn't seem to care about anything, and just seems to just say it like it is, and then he walks off stage. Doesn't even answer questions.
I would rather watch
mean,
Andrew Tate than Biden. When I see
I think
Biden,
anybody would rather watch Andrew Tate over Biden. I mean, Biden has nothing to offer anybody.
uh,
There's nothing to
it's,
offer when the man speaks. He's literally useless.
I feel
So when I
sick
hear
to my
people telling
stomach.
me Biden, I'm like, really? You're behind Biden? How could you be behind this guy? Look at what's happening on a global scale. Nobody's afraid of America. Nobody's intimidated of America. Nobody, when Trump was in power, nobody did nothing to America. They were afraid.
And he got us out of like 4 wars right away.
That's right. Now look at what's happening. Ukraine's at war with Russia and has been for over a year. Israel is now under attack by the Hamas, Palestinians, and many other countries and many other groups want to attack Israel, and they're not afraid of America. Iran just received $6 billion from America, and they're screaming death to America at their parliament and death to Israel. Nobody's doing anything about it. Biden goes and speaks about this next huge world war that's about to start, that's essentially started, speaks for 5 minutes and walks away. Doesn't answer any questions. That's not the guy that's going to solve this problem.
Not at all.
He's clearly incapable.
It's sickening, man. It really is. I feel sick to my stomach every time I hear him
I
speak.
feel sick to my stomach. I'm not even American. I'm Canadian. And we've got even a worse politician in Trudeau. He's literally poking the bear every day and trying to create war with Russia every single day. That's
Because
all
he knows
does,
the
is he
USA is
escalates-
going to back him up, and we already got to dance with them.
But he's going to escalate the
He
war
may be
with
a
Russia. He's not
scapegoat.
doing
Maybe they're
anything.
making it. Maybe they have him do, the politicians between both countries, like, you do all the talking. If they attack, we're coming in, There's a lot of shit behind closed doors we don't even know.
For sure. Of course there is. So let's talk about this. Let's just change directions for a little bit. Gasoline prices. So oil prices were taken off. They were at like $95. We were thinking it was going to hit 100. It didn't hit 100. Oil's now dropped and come all the way back down to $82 a barrel. So there's been a tight supply of oil in Russia and Saudi Arabia. They've really capped the amount of oil production in order to drive the prices up. Now, when the war happened last year with the Ukraine and Russia, the price of oil skyrocketed. Do you think now, because of this war, that this is going to cause the price of oil to skyrocket again next week? Or do you think that the price of oil will continue to go down further like we saw this week? What do you guys think?
I think it could go either way. Okay, so we're coming into an election year. All right. Gas prices always drop in an election year. I think I'm on a whole different side of things. Like, I don't think that we have ever had a short supply of oil. And I think that oil prices are all political. All right. And it's proven every time there's an election. We've brought gas prices down, reelect me. It's all to make whoever's running look better. Do I think, like, if a big refinery in Saudi Arabia gets bombed, it affects it? Yes. But do I think that was a planned bombing? Yes. So it could skyrocket because of the war, but at the same time, I think they'll probably continue to go down just because we're moving into an election year really soon here.
Okay. What do you think there, Blaze? What do you think the price of oil is going to do from here?
I think it's going to stabilize, according to the news, and seeing who actually has opportunity to get into the office. You know what I mean? But I think if the war gets way out of hand, supply and demand, a lot of fuel gets used in war, right?
Yep.
So the oil prices are going to skyrocket. Supply and demand, prices go up.
I think if it follows the same path of last year, we have to assume the price is going to go up because during
Yeah,
the
it's
war
gonna go.
last
It's
year,
gonna go up over $100 a barrel. No problem.
yeah, during the war last year, it hit $130 a barrel.
Yeah, I'm thinking with 2 wars going on, possibly other countries getting involved, and like I said, supply and demand. What is it? What happens, Rich? You know, the
It
more you
very
sell, the
well,
cheaper it should be in
it
people's
very well
eyes,
could
right?
be.
But in this case, it's gonna make it go to about $1.50 a
Yes.
barrel.
It very well
150.
could because of, Russia and Saudi Arabia seem to be buddying up here lately. And, if we tried to intervene in the war and protect Israel per se, uh, they could get to talking and saying, hey, let's cut off their oil supply. And they could get really high at that point.
I think
Well, we're
America's
just
going to
if they
have to
did
go in
that,
and I
if
think
they did
America's going
that,
to
we'd
have
get
to go in and
hostile.
help Israel. I think they have no choice.
We have no choice but to go in and help Israel. Like I said, they were there
Israel
for
is
us.
going to be attacked, guys, from all angles. You have to understand. In the Middle East, there's a lot of tension with all those countries that have felt like Israel has been attacking the Palestinians for years in Gaza, and they haven't given them a fair shot. And a lot of people have waged war against Israel in the Middle East and against the West. America, the UK, Canada, they're all against us right now, and it's been building. And
Yeah, shame
now
on
they
Russia if they
realize
let it
that
happen
Biden
too.
is weak, so this is the time to act. They're like, Biden is weak. He's done absolutely nothing. He can't stop any of this. Now's the time to act. Look, he's done nothing in the Ukraine. Nothing. He's done absolutely nothing to stop that war. So what's to stop these guys from going in and trying to wipe Israel off of the map? The Hamas sent 5,000 missiles last night. 5,000 missiles in 20 minutes. It was a sneak attack. They went into houses and they started killing people in their homes and taking them prisoner in their homes. They're doing home-to-home, door-to-door combat. And you know how difficult that is? Because these Palestinians are in the house, or the Hamas are in the house, murdering, taking people prisoners, killing
Well,
people.
in America's eyes, that's all war crimes. Also in Russia's eyes too.
It is a war crime.
So
They're
Russia, it'd
dropping
be a
bombs
crime
on.
if Russia
They're
backed
dropping
up
bombs
them.
on freaking on hospitals. They're dropping bombs on all kinds of people. Like it's getting crazy. Like there's
Yeah,
no
but
room
Israel
right now.
struck back and they blew up a whole apartment complex. So I mean,
No, I know, but this is not about Israel blowing up a complex. Some of these, this is like a religious war. These guys want to wipe Israel
oh no,
off
no,
the
I
map.
get it. No, they retaliated back. So 2,000 came in at them in the morning with a bunch of troops, air, sea, and everything, and then Israel retaliated back with over 5,000.
Yeah,
Is
Here's the
even
thing:
if
we
even,
can't let it happen.
exactly. We can't let it happen. That's why America has to get in. I believe this is the beginning of World War III. I don't think there's any way we can stop it at this point. America is going
Israel,
to have to put in troops to help Israel. Because if all of these countries jump in and all of these Middle Eastern countries who hate America and hate Israel, and they're very blunt about it, very open about it, if they all attack Israel, what's Israel going to do? They're going to ask for help. They're going to ask for help from the United States, from Canada, from the UK, and any other country that wants to help them. That's what's going to happen. It's the only way to save them if they get attacked from all angles from the Middle East, which is what is looking like it's about to happen.
And they're not a poor country either. So they're not asking for billions of dollars. They're gonna need, military backup.
That's right. They're going to need weapons. They're going to need troops on the ground. They're going to need help in the water. They're going to need help in the air. And the crazy part is Canada and the United States are already weak because we've just given away all of our weapons to the Ukraine. So the timing is, I don't think the timing is by luck. This is a strategic move where these people that decided to do this invasion knew that Canada, the United States, the UK, and a lot of these
Rich, I'll give
countries
you a
in
little
NATO,
heads up. When the United States gives away weapons, that means we ain't using them no more. We got better ones.
well, I know here in Canada, we've left ourselves very, very
Not in the U.S. Trust me.
for
When we
sure.
give
Well, the
away
U.S. has tons
weapons,
of weapons, but
when we
Canada
give
has
away
left
weapons,
ourselves.
right? We're giving them thoughts of thinking they got the best weapons, okay? But they're probably
Well,
like third grade weapons that we have. They
well,
don't. We don't
our
even know what we're
military,
holding right now.
our military leaders have said that we're running out of missiles because we're giving too many away.
Well, he's
Um,
gonna say that. That's just like
And
Tom
this is what
Brady
I'm
in the
saying.
beginning
So
of the
we're
game
leaving
saying he's got a
ourselves
knee. It that's
we're
strategic,
leaving
guys.
ourselves
Though that's just like a
exposed.
football player. That's like a football player going on the injured reserve or the injured list, so no one can size them up all week. You know, it's the same thing. Like, look, they're gonna say, "Oh, we're giving this, we're giving that, we're getting weaker." They're setting people up because we're not getting weaker. Trust me, there's stuff that we don't even know we got in this country.
I don't know.
Put it this way: I have a lot of friends that are military active, and I hear a lot different.
Yeah, I've been reading the Bible, and the Bible literally talks about this happening word for word. So this is
Yeah,
literally happening, and they talk about the big war happening in Israel.
yeah,
It's like this is biblical. This is
yeah.
literally biblical. It's happening word for word right now. So it's crazy to see this all happening. So let's just continue on with this next topic. So Chase Bank's paper partners with FCF Pay, which is a Canadian company, to process blockchain payments. And one of the assets they want to use is Ripple and Bitcoin. What do you guys think about this news? Chase
And
Bank
and
wanting,
Sheba.
yeah, Shiba Inu, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. Chase Bank, one of the biggest banks in America that is a division of JP Morgan, is partnering with a Canadian bank to process blockchain payments, which means you can use the blockchain and cryptocurrency to pay your mortgage, pay your
Yeah,
credit cards, pay your line of credit, pay your bills, your car bills. What do you guys think about this news? This is the
I think.
direction the world is going in now. Would you agree?
Yeah. Make no mistake about it. This right here, this fiat money, is garbage. All right.
Totally.
And
Totally.
one of the largest banks knows that. If you can, if you put this in a, if you give this to a bank for your payment on your mortgage, they are losing money because of inflation. All right. Now, if you put something in there that goes up 100%, 200%, 5,000%, they're making bank. Of course, we're going in that direction. I've been saying it for since, I'm not that far into crypto, just a couple of years now. And I've been saying it from the start. This is going bye bye right before your eyes. This is worthless. When we see our
Yep.
buddy Chris light $100 bill on fire, he knows it too. It's
He
it's
does.
worthless.
He does. He's loading up his
So
crypto. He's getting his ledger ready. He's
You,
getting
you
his
know,
crypto ready. That's why we talk about crypto every day on the show.
I've been talking digital currency since God knows how long. Um,
so let me ask you this, Rich. Now that one of the largest banks is willing to accept what you call a shitcoin, Shiba Inu, for a mortgage payment, what do you think about investing in Shiba?
I mean, it blows my mind. Actually, it really blows my mind. It tells me that Shiba's definitely going to be used, which is good. Um, I wouldn't be against owning some because it's just considered like a penny stock, and I buy penny stocks too. But I still prefer Bitcoin, Ethereum, and right now I want to own more Ripple. I need to get more Ripple. So in
I
my
agree.
brain, I'm thinking, let me get some more Ripple first. But you know what? Maybe once I get a big bag of Ripple, because I have a nice bag of Bitcoin and Ethereum, yeah, maybe I'll get some Shiba. If banks are going to start using it, 100%, I'm going to start taking it more seriously. I have to. Because if a bank, like a huge billion and trillion dollar bank, is going to take it seriously, then I got to take it seriously. I just never thought I'd ever see that day. It literally blows my mind.
you
It
know
Yeah.
why?
literally
Because
blows my
the
mind.
reason why I did it because I saw the future. Yeah, but dead serious. It's a good asset. It's guaranteed money. It's worth billions of dollars in value. A real market cap and an old rug pull event could happen to it. You know what I mean? A
All
lot
right.
of locked liquidity. It's a great asset. So, I mean, do they use it as much as Bitcoin and Ripple? No. Is it possible that the Shiba Ami will pay the mortgage with it? Absolutely, because I will be.
Here's what I think, Rich, and think about this for a second.
Yeah.
All right, we have big bills for fiat currency. We have smaller bills and smaller bills and smaller bills. All right. Think of Bitcoin as being the $100 bill, XRP being the $50 bill, and Shiba Inu being the $1 bill. Think about it like that.
No, hey, listen, like I said, that when I start seeing banks taking it seriously, then I have to take it seriously.
Well,
Because
It's
eventually,
not first on my list, but it's definitely something I would consider owning, especially if all the banks are going to start accepting it.
well, speed wise, it's going to be Ripple's going to be the $100 bill. Bitcoin's going to be the $50 bill. Ethereum will be the $20 bill. Shiba will be the $5 bill. You know,
yeah,
we can't put Bitcoin in front. Bitcoin's more of a savings account.
But
yeah,
here, let me get
I'm
into
just
this
using
next.
an
Let me
example.
quickly get into this next topic since we're talking about Bitcoin. So in 2023, Bitcoin is the number one asset among wealth classes. Number one this year. Look at this. The stock market is up 12%. Commodities are up 6%. Cash is up 3%. Gold is up 1%. Large caps are up 28%. Bitcoin so far this year is up 63%. Nothing comes even close to Bitcoin. What do you guys think about that? Bitcoin is the number one performing asset in 2023, up 63%. And we're about to hit 28,000 on Bitcoin as we speak. So, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, obviously, Bitcoin is the mother coin there. It's definitely a good investment. I've had so many people when I was getting into crypto try and talk me out of it, and they're like, "Oh, Bitcoin's dead. Look how much it dropped, and it's lost 80% and blah blah blah, yada yada." But I was like, and I questioned it. All right. But then I studied it because I want to know every side of every financial move I make. And getting into crypto, I was like, I gotta understand this. So I understood. I understand now the cycle, and I understood. You buy low, sell high. I mean, it's got a cycle. We're coming into that cycle. It's gonna build up into the halving cycle. All of your big asset investors know that, and I think we're going to have a hell of a Bitcoin year,
I
along
mean,
with
we're up
every other crypto.
63% this year. That's pretty good. It's up
Okay.
more than anything else this year. Gold's up
Okay.
1%. What do you think about this, Blaze?
The reason, okay, Bitcoin's great, but Bitcoin also went from 69 to 28,000. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So gold didn't go from 1,600 an ounce to 300 an ounce, and then have to fight its way back up. So it's always been stable and fighting for the small percentages. So yeah, Bitcoin crushed it this year, obviously, right, with its comeback. But I think the out in the real world, a lot of people are trying to see. Well, let's see what they do after they reach their all-time high. This is what I've been hearing from all my friends. Like, yeah, Bitcoin's ranked number one in the year asset rate. Yeah, but people went from 39 to 22,000. So at the end of the day, they're only fighting to get back to 39K. I get it, but no matter what, Bitcoin will always be the number one asset to gain percentage wise. I don't care. My lifetime, the rest of my lifetime, Rich, there's not going to be another asset out there that will have higher gains than Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, it's already gone up more than anything else ever in history. It's up over a
What
billion
did we
percent.
come up with? 9 billion%. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
at its peak, I
ridiculous.
think it was up like 7 or 8 billion%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's up over a
Nothing.
billion% right now since inception. So it has made many, many people very, very rich. And
Oh my
I
God, yeah.
believe that it's going to continue to, because my prediction is we're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin by 2025, and we're going to see a $1 million Bitcoin by 2030. Question is, can you hold it until 2030 and accumulate it until 2030 to really benefit from it greatly? And that's really the question that
You
we all
can.
have.
You can. Just put away what you can that don't affect
100%.
Yep.
survival to them dates. And it's kind of like, you got a little bit of extra money. You don't need to use it on anything. You paid all your bills, all the kids are fed, everything's done. Just throw that in there, and you just got to put it away. You got to have self-control to hold it, like you do, like you hold it. And if everybody did the same
It's sitting
thing,
at 27,992 right now.
basically 28,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's struggling to stay above 28,000. Do you think that we're going to get at 28,000 and break that 28,000 soon? What do you guys think?
I told you my prediction is 31 to 32 at the end of the month, or by
Okay.
the end of the month.
I think we're on pace.
Just
Definitely
based off of I've looked back, I've done the research. The accumulation year in October of every Bitcoin halving cycle has gone up about 16%, and that would be about $4,300 from September's price, and that would put it right about 31,000 ish. So
Well, to take it to 31, we're at almost 28. So to take it to 31, 10% would take us to almost 31. So we
right?
really only need to go up
yeah,
10, 12% to hit 31. And I've got it marked on the map. You can
from
see it
from
right
now,
here.
yeah.
I think Bitcoin from here on out will have a consistent, minimum 5% gain every month.
Well, throughout the
To
history
go
of
on pace
it,
for the
there
big
is
hit coming in 2025, it's going to go on a nice 5%, between 3 and 5% every month until 2025. Boom, 150K a token.
I think it'll have a dip in November and then steady up from there.
All right, guys, this is my last topic before we say goodbye because we're running out of time. Tupac Shakur, the murder suspect, his name is Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, was arrested in September by Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department in connection to the murder of the rapper. So is this over now? Is Tupac Shakur officially dead? Or are people going to say this is another conspiracy theory? He's still alive? Because I've been hearing people say he's alive. I've been saying he's probably alive for all these years, but I guess he's actually dead because they caught the killer. What do you guys think about this? You guys think
Well,
this, you think
you
this
got
is
to look at this. They arrested somebody for the murder of JFK too, but we found out, that wasn't exactly correct.
and this guy
Um,
wrote a book about it. This guy apparently, when they arrested him, he was like, "Where's all the media?" And he's like,
yeah.
"This is the biggest killing in Las Vegas history, and there's no media here." And I'm like, "Bro, you're going to jail. Why are you worried about the media?"
So
Oh, right?
I think he either one wants the publicity, or two, he wanted media to uh to film his quote unquote innocence, whatever he wanted to say in front of the media. Uh, do I think he did it? I don't know, man. It's been, when was that? 09? Something like that.
1996. 1996.
96. I mean, 96.
Yeah,
Uh,
27 years ago.
yeah. So, do I think he did it? I don't know. Just like Trump, I believe 100% in innocent until proven guilty. Um, could he have done it? Yeah. Did he do it? I can't say that.
Well, if it took them 27 years to pick somebody up, and they finally did, they got solid evidence. But the thing is, could be a paid puppet.
Yeah.
Shakur could be. Is this guy going to show up in jail somewhere? Is he going to be dead in jail a week later, living out on the same island as Tupac? And
Yeah.
it's never going to end. The Tupac army out there still claims they've met him, they've seen him, and it's all a lie. So
Yeah.
He's alive in Cuba.
yeah,
He's
Tupac
alive in
Shakur's
Cuba.
story is going to go on for the rest of our lifetime. It's a lifer
Is
for
it
us.
is it something that they just put out there to take our eyes away from something else?
Just another
Yep,
distraction.
distraction. Media created distractions. They sit in the office all day, and just like me, you, and Nash, and Earl, and everybody could talk about what we broadcast all day, right? And then get out here and make our fan base believe us, which we're never going to do that. But the power of media is the strongest thing out there for influential values, So I think Tupac's story lasts the rest of my lifetime.
Guys, great show. Thank you for joining us. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving in Canada. Anyone that is being touched by all these crazy wars, I just wishing you guys the best. Stay safe. God bless you guys. We really just hope that we have a fair resolution. I have no hate for anybody, any country, any religion. I'm not picking any sides. I just want all the wars to go away. I want people to be able to live a normal, healthy, safe life. I want kids to be able to go to school, get an education, and be able to have a normal life everywhere in the world. And I feel like the whole world should be working together to make the world a better place. And, this world is a much better place with guys like you, Nash Cowboy and Blaze. And thank you guys for joining me, my co-host, Nash Cowboy, Blaze. And guys, if you guys are watching, please go and subscribe and follow Nash Cowboy and Blaze on YouTube and all over social media. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Let's grab the bull by the horns.
I love it, guys. Have yourselves
It's
a
always
great
good.
day. Enjoy your weekend. And for those of you guys that are watching, if you're not winning, you're probably not watching. We bring you the winners, CEO interviews, breaking news, trending topics, engaging shows with great guests from all over the world, and we bring it to you first. Unfortunately, the news wasn't the greatest today. We're in the middle of another crazy potential war that could be the beginning of World War III if we're not already in it. So God bless everybody. Stay safe. I'm your host with the most, your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, saying, have a nice day from the Bull and Bear Show, episode number 20, guys. Episode number 20, and we're out. Peace.
Salute.
Cheers.